Did you know that mispronouncing one simple word on a first date could literally ruin your chances of ever seeing that person again? I am completely serious. Hey everyone, before we get into today's crazy real-life stories, I want to spark your curiosity with 10 quick English questions and answers that we are going to master today. Question 1. What is the difference between ordering a drink neat versus on the rocks? Answer. Neat is no ice, on the rocks is with ice. Question 2. How do you actually pronounce the word jalapeño? Answer. It is pronounced jalapeno. The J is completely silent. Question 3. What exactly is store credit? Answer. It is money you get back from a return that you can only spend at that exact same store. Question 4. What does the word binge watch mean? Answer. Watching multiple episodes of a TV show back to back without stopping. Question 5. When do we use the present perfect tense? Answer. For actions that started in the past and are still true right now. Question 6. What does it mean to be homesick? Answer. When you deeply miss your home country, culture, or family. Question 7. How do we use conditionals for the future? Answer. By using the word if to show that one action depends on another action happening first. Question 8. How do you pronounce horchata? Answer. Horchata. The H is totally silent. Question 9. What does the phrase same old mean? Answer. It means everything is exactly the same as usual, absolutely nothing has changed. Question 10. What is the difference between used to and usually? Answer. Used to is for past habits that stopped, and usually is for current habits you still do. So let me tell you how I actually learned all of this the hard way. It is story time. Let's start with question 1, getting our vocabulary straight with the words neat and on the rocks. The other day, my life was basically a movie with a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Just a terrible, horrible day. I walked into a bar and told Dave the bartender that I needed to try something different, maybe whiskey, even though I had never drank it before. I told him to go easy on me. He gave me a quick whiskey 101 lesson. He asked if I wanted it neat, on the rocks, or straight up. I had no idea what he was talking about. So to explain it simply, if you order a drink neat, the bartender pours the alcohol straight into the glass at room temperature. No ice, pure and simple. If you order it on the rocks, they pour it over ice cubes. The ice melts a little bit and makes the drink smoother and less intense. I am definitely a beginner, so I asked for a mellow bourbon on the rocks to tone down the flavor. Afterward, because the diet always starts tomorrow, I completely ruined my health kick and got a massive double cheeseburger with large fries and a large Coke. You only live once, right? I needed the brain fuel. That brings us to question 2, which is all about pronunciation. Specifically, the word jalapeño. Let me tell you about my Uncle Mike. Every single family reunion for the last 10 years, he tells the exact same story about his first date with his wife, Carol. They were in college, and Carol is from Spain. Uncle Mike saw her in the library reading a Spanish book and wanted to impress her so badly. So he actually started studying Spanish just to talk to her. Finally, he got the courage to ask her to help him with his homework. They hit it off and went on a date to the park. Out of nowhere, Carol looks at him and says, "Tell me something hot in Spanish." Uncle Mike takes a deep breath, looks deeply into her eyes, and proudly says, "Jalapeño." Guys, I literally cry laughing every time. The correct pronunciation is jalapeño. In Spanish, the J makes an H sound, and the N with the little wave over it makes a New York sound. So please, if you want to impress someone, remember it is jalapeño. Moving on to question 3. What is store credit? I learned this vocabulary word when I was doing some retail returns. I bought my brother a really nice shirt last week, but it turns out he actually bought the exact same shirt for himself 2 days earlier. What are the chances? I went back to the store, but I realized I threw the receipt away with the shopping bag. The tag was still on it, and it had basically just been living silently in my closet, but without a receipt. The cashier said she could only offer me store credit instead of a refund. Let me explain the difference. A refund is when they give you your actual cash back or put the money back on your credit card. Store credit means the store keeps your money, but they give you a special card or a barcode on a receipt with that exact dollar amount. You can only spend that money inside their store. It is basically like a gift card from your past self. I just ended up using my store credit to buy a bunch of socks. Right after that shopping trip, I came home to experience. Question 4. What does it mean to binge watch? I was so exhausted from my day that I just wanted to chill, turn on the dishwasher, and binge watch some Netflix series. When you binge watch something, it means you watch 4, 5, or maybe even 10 episodes of a TV show all in one sitting. You do not stop. You just keep hitting next episode. I was getting my snacks ready, scrolling Instagram, and I saw the craziest news. Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce. She posted a picture of her ring with the funniest caption. She wrote, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." It is such a funny joke because she writes poetry and lyrics like an English teacher, and he plays football and lifts weights like a gym teacher. I was so ready to binge watch my shows and text my friends about Taylor Swift, but suddenly I heard water. My dishwasher was not draining properly. Water was literally everywhere, flooding the kitchen like a small lake. I had to grab blankets and towels to stop it from ruining the rug. Let me tell you, adulting is so hard. Let's look at question 5. The present perfect tense. This grammar rule used to confuse me so much until I met this guy Miguel in my class. I was asking everyone where they were from. My dad got a new job in Texas, so my family moved down from Virginia. Miguel had this amazing accent, so I asked him where he was from. He told me he was from Spain, but he moved to the United States when he was a little kid. He said, "I have been here forever." That sentence right there is the present perfect tense. You form it by using the word have or has plus the past participle of a verb. We use the present perfect to talk about something that started in the past and is still continuing right now. Miguel moved here in the past and he still lives here today. So he says, "I have been here." By the way, he taught me some slang too. He told me that "qué onda" means what's up in Spanish. This connects perfectly to question 6. What does it mean to feel homesick? A few days later, I noticed my friend had her phone background set to a picture that said "Happy Birthday Vietnam." I asked her about it, and she told me September 2nd is Vietnam's National Day. It is a huge deal. They have massive parades, marching bands, and the entire country is covered in flags. At night, they have these amazing fireworks shows, kind of like our 4th of July here in America. She told me it is a day of national pride to remember the people who fought for their peace. She also mentioned that big families get together and cook huge meals. She looked a little sad and told me she misses it a lot while living here in the US. That exact feeling is called being homesick. It is a vocabulary word that describes the sadness or loneliness you feel when you are far away from your home, your family, or your culture. To cheer her up, we decided to cook a huge fresh Vietnamese dinner together that weekend to cure her homesickness. Next up is question 7. Let's talk about grammar and using conditionals for the future. I was hanging out with my friend Beth because I am applying for a big promotion next month to become a team leader. I was super nervous, and I wanted her advice because she is already a manager. She told me something really helpful. She said leaders do not need to have all the answers. They just need to help the team find them. I realized I was only focusing on my hard skills, like my technical work, but being a leader requires strong soft skills, like being patient and communicating clearly. I told her if I work on my soft skills, it will help me in the role. That sentence is a first conditional. You use if plus the present tense, followed by will plus the base verb. It is used to talk about a real, possible situation in the future. If I do this thing right now, this other thing will happen later. Beth told me no leader starts out perfect, and you just learn as you go. Now for question 8, which is a pronunciation lesson on the word horchata. Summer is officially here, and the heat has been absolutely unhinged lately. My absolute favorite drink to cool down in the summer is horchata. It is a sweet, refreshing, dairy-free drink made of soaked grains, nuts, and seeds. A lot of people see the spelling and say horchata, but the H is completely silent. You say it like orchat. Speaking of food, my friend Claire has been trying to eat healthier lately. She bought 2 cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and a head of lettuce, all organic, and it cost her $22. I told her that for $22 I could literally buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. but she said organic is grown without chemicals and is better for your health. I love trying different foods though. I am obsessed with Thai food, especially Penang curry beef, and Greek food like spanakopita. If you ever need a restaurant recommendation for a birthday or a date, you have to find a spot that has colorful food and a romantic vibe. Question 9 is a fun slang phrase. What does same old mean? I was at the farmer's market buying fresh ingredients because my friend told me canned foods have way too many additives and preservatives. I walked up to Tom's fruit stall.
Tom is the best.
I asked him how his stall was doing and he replied, same old, same old. This is a super common idiom we use in America. When someone asks how you are or how life is going and you say same old, it just means that nothing has changed. Your routine is exactly the same as it always is. Life is normal. Tom had just picked some juicy pineapples and fresh tomatoes. I bought 2 pounds of tomatoes for $4 to make some roasted garlic and olive oil pasta and grabbed some fresh summer basil. Right after that, I had to take my dog Max to the vet. Max is so dramatic. He knew he was getting his annual vaccination shot and tried to escape. I had to bribe him with ice cream just to get him into the car. Finally, question 10. The grammar difference between used to and usually. I was babysitting a little girl named Chloe the other night. Her parents told me she likes to read a book called Charlotte's Web in bed, but I had to strictly cut her off after 2 chapters or she would read all night long. After I put her to sleep, I pulled up Netflix to watch the new K-pop Demon Hunters sing-along show. It was a special karaoke version where they put the lyrics on the screen. I was literally screaming the lyrics in the living room and completely lost my voice. The next day, I sounded like an actual demon and had to buy cough drops. When I was telling my friend about it, I said, I usually watch quiet movies, but I used to go to heavy metal concerts when I was younger. Here is the grammar breakdown. You say usually to talk about a habit you currently do in the present time. You say used to talk about a habit you did in the past, but you do not do anymore. So, I usually buy fresh fruit means I do it today. I used to buy canned food means I did it in the past, but I stopped. Learning a language does not have to just be boring grammar books. It happens in the messy, funny moments of our daily lives. If you want more everyday English conversation practice, you are totally in the right place. I love making these videos because I truly believe the best way to improve is to learn English through story. If you enjoyed hearing about my crazy life, from flooded kitchens to Uncle Mike's bad dates, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep hanging out. Thank you so much for watching Learn English with Jennifer, and I will see you in the next one.